Geraldine's Revenge. They bought the house in haste. It sat empty for a time. Such a charming, Victorian place, the condition seemed a crime. Never would be known the plight. New paint on the walls, broken windows were repaired, freshly scrubbed were the halls, 15 rooms, they were aired. Boards were nailed till they were tight. The thumping came and went, as did the scratching at the door. Many an eve was spent hearing planks creak in the floor. Nothing ever seemed quite right. A young woman of 17 was buried in the soil out back. Fair of face was Geraldine, but now wore only black, and appeared in the dark of night. Insanely jealous of his love, he'd crushed her skull in half. With a hatchet from above, she took her own blood bath. She had no chance to fight. The couple tried their very best to make their marriage work. But Geraldine was not at rest. Her wandering soul did lurk. Revenge was in her sight. Insanity, it does not lie. It drove her to the edge. She poisoned him and knew not why. She hid him by the hedge. His headstone shed a light. They dug beneath his body. Dogs howled in cold night air. Her skeleton fully rotted. They'd found dead Geraldine's lair. In peace, the end, contrite. The glaring golden eye. Glancing outside the glass door on that sunny winter day, the large bird in the leafless brush alarmed me. A hawk. Yes, it was a hawk. Dropping to both knees, I hoped he had not spotted me. He tore the bloody, dead flesh with his pointed beak, ripping the meat and bones for his dining pleasure. Slowly, deliberately, he turned his head my way. Momentarily stealing away to get the binoculars and bird book, I once again approached the slaughtering scene. Lifting the heavy glasses to my face, I noted that this sharp-shinned hawk was a smaller species than other hawks I had viewed in flight, but at only 10 feet away he was still intimidating. He continued to shred the carcass into sinewy strings of flesh and muscle, cleaving it from the skeleton. His razor-like bill portioned his feast. The predatory carnage was the glorious food chain of life. Suddenly he stopped. Unhurried, he raised his gray and white feathered head, and with a sidelong glance, glared at me. With one eye. That eye, the glare, the intense golden fire in his iris. Piercing the air from its killing field, to my perch by the window, the laser-like optical power unnerved me. I discreetly crawled backwards away from the window, away from the foreboding bird of prey. A short time later, the feathered murderer was gone. His banquet site was void of any fur or feather remnants, making it impossible to determine what the hawk had mercilessly silenced and devoured. Only faint spots of bloody snow remained where the battle ended. And that I had watched the gory fest was, in itself, a disturbing delight.